Hey everyone, Rick Albert here. Today we're going to talk about reasons why people don't buy and why it doesn't make sense, right? People come up with all sorts of excuses, and more often than not, the numbers just don't make sense. I'll give you a couple examples. So the first reason why people don't want to buy is because of maintenance. This one's actually huge. They're concerned that, oh, to replace a roof might cost you 10 or 15 grand. To replace a sewer line might cost you 10 grand. If there's a water leak, I got to handle that. Well, yes, that's part of home ownership, but I would also argue if you buy the right house, you can plan accordingly. So back in the day when people would buy properties, they didn't do inspections. It just wasn't a common thing. They might have their contractor go through and say, yeah, it looks pretty good. That's about it. Nowadays, people do the full gamut, right? You can get a chimney inspection, a roof inspector, a sewer inspector, just about everything. You can't necessarily see behind the walls, but you can see a lot. So if that's your concern, spend the money to do those inspections while under contract with the house, and you'll have an idea. If they say, hey, look, the roof has approximately 10 years left on its life. Okay, plan for that. And then on top of that, most roofs, they last between 15 years, 30 years. They have even as long as 50-year roofs. So yeah, it's a big chunk today, but over the span of the life cycle of that, system, it actually serves you pretty well. The second reason is, what if the market crashes, right? There's a lot of people who still feel burned from the recession, which, by the way, the last time we've had something like that happen was in 1929. So if you're worried about another recession like that, you have a long ways to go, and that's what the experts are saying. But let's say you buy today and the market crashes tomorrow. Who cares? The reality is, if you plan on owning the home for a long time, you just wait it out. It's a paper loss, but it's not actual loss on your house. The only time it would affect you, even if you weren't selling, is if you wanted to refinance. But if you can make your payments, so in other words, if you're confident in your job, or you have other sources of income, if you are concerned that you do want to sell in the next year or two, then maybe you have a different strategy in mind. But at the end of the day, it's a paper loss. It doesn't matter if the market crashes. I actually wrote an article about it. People who bought in 2007, 2008 are arguably doing better today than those who are buying today, because they're already a third of the way they're done with their mortgage. The interest rates were higher, so they could probably refinance to like a 15-year mortgage, shave off 5 years, and they're still doing better. So again, it's just about time. The third one, which is for those that are more investor savvy, some might say, well, there's better returns elsewhere. Yeah, maybe, right? So if you take the average of 3% appreciation, your stocks might yield higher, true. But there's two things to keep in mind. One, you have to have a roof over your head. So it doesn't matter if you are renting or buying, you're spending money one way or another, so you might as well put it towards something that you own, right? So you have that extra investment. The second thing to keep in mind is you could make the argument real estate is a safer bet. If you invest in specific stocks and the stock value goes down to zero because they went out of business, you're screwed. If your house burns down, you at least have land value, and in some cases, an insurance policy to keep you covered. So if that's the case, in terms of investment-wise, a house might be a better option. Again, if you're really concerned about that, maybe plan accordingly. Okay, how can this house generate me money? So now I'm getting appreciation and a dividend, just like a stock would, and how does that compare? So if you're thinking about buying and you're on the fence because of one of these reasons, hopefully I've convinced you otherwise to get over that hump. If you have questions, if you have thoughts, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here for you guys. I also did write about this on rickalbertonline.com, so feel free to check it out there, and I will see you guys next week. Hey everyone, hopefully you liked the video. If so, please don't forget to give it a like, maybe show some love in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe. We do have other videos posted. Please go ahead and watch them, enjoy them. They'll be posted somewhere here. Feel free to click or just view the channel in general. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you next week.